Last year, a little bit before Christmas time, I walked out my door and my neighbor was driving by and she stopped and rolled down her window, and my neighbor has 5 small kids, and her husband had been struggling a lot financially, and so she came up to me and said that she had been going around to different charities trying to find ways for her to be able to do Christmas with her kids, to give presents to her kids, and nobody was really helping her out any, and so she asked if maybe our church would help her be able to do Christmas with her kids. So I didn't know, so I just sent an email to people at the church and asked if there's anything that we could do. And the Advent Conspiracy team got together and they came up with this plan. And the plan was to give me a certain amount of money, and it was actually quite a lot of money. It was a certain amount for each kid. And then I could take my neighbor out shopping one day and she could buy all the presents for her kids. And I took my neighbor out. We just spent one afternoon and she'd gathered up all these coupons. She kind of had a stack of different ads and coupons, and she knew exactly what she wanted to get for each of her kids. And we went to the different stores that she had come up with, and we bought lots of gifts, and we actually, when we got done buying everything she wanted, we still had way more money, and so we had to go back and get more stuff, which was a cool thing for her to do for her kids. And she bought new school clothes for them, and toys, and little learning books, and lots of different things.
Last year at Advent Conspiracy, Debbie called my mom and asked me and my mom if we could buy some presents for a girl around my age. So we went to Justice and got her some clothes and nail polish and, girly hair stuff. And we packaged it off, and we packaged and sent it to her. And not too far after that, the younger kids had a roller skating party, and Angela decided to invite the girl we bought presents for. When I met her there, she told me how great it felt, really good, and to meet her. And then she told me that it was really hard for her not to have her father with her, and how warm and how great she felt to get her Christmas present, and how it made her feel like her father was still with her.
Last year, I signed up to help with Angel Tree, and Wanda gave me the names of the children that she wanted me to shop for. When I saw the names, I kept thinking they looked very familiar, but I couldn't place where I knew the names from. So a couple of days later, Debbie emailed me the list of the kids' wants and sizes, and when I saw their guardian's name, I realized where I'd known them from. It was just a confirmation of everything, and then God had delicately placed that into my hands, and
we wouldn't have been able to give near as much as we were able to give because we did it as a whole church family. Instead of just Logan and I sacrificing in order to give, our whole church sacrificed, and we were able to give way more and do something way more meaningful for them. And like I said, it really impacted them. Their kids have come to church. She is way more open to talking about, church and about letting her kids come, and before she really wasn't. And we've had this great relationship now. They come over and swim in our backyard, and she brings me tortillas hot off of her stove, and we have a great relationship now.
This year I really want to donate more, and I usually get lots of Christmas money, and knowing how much it affected her life with what I get for Christmas, we can help so many other people.
God's always coming down and touching your life, and that there's sometimes you really know when He's doing it. So that was one of those moments for me, and it was very exciting to go and shop for them and to pick things out. It was as if I was picking out things for a family member or, a close friend.
He used Advent Conspiracy to connect my neighbor and we wouldn't have been able to do it without it. And so I can totally see, looking back on this, that, God had her ask me for help at a time when our church could actually do something about it.
I'm more excited to participate this year, and I really want people to get the experience that I had.
Even though we're struggling, we wanted other people to get to experience just as much as we did, if not more. And I think that's that's the spirit of generosity. That's the kind of generosity that God's calling us to partake in.